Hey everybody, this week I have a special guest. This is Sheila.
Hey.
And Sheila's been coming to His Hand Church for
About 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so Sheila's like the jack of all trades and the mother hen. She has ministered through a lot of areas, but this past Sunday she had the chance to be in the 2-year-old classroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was bragging about you guys, and I said, you've got to get on video and you've got to share what your personal experience was. So why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, so Sunday I had my grandson here, and like she said, I'd never been into the garden. I've always walked around but never been in a classroom. And I took him to the 2-year-old classroom, but he did not want to me to leave him, so I stayed. And I kind of stayed back, but I was just really impressed with how the volunteers interacted with the kids, how happy the kids were, and the kids played with one another, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. So I just wanted to, I told Ashley that you guys just did a great job. I was super impressed with that, so I just wanted you guys to know that I was really, really impressed with you guys.
Yeah. And of course, I'm sitting here saying, of course, because we're the best team ever. If you can handle 2-year-olds, then you know how to wrangle cats, because, you know, 2-year-olds always love to listen, and they're super easy. But we love them, and so I thought it was awesome for somebody who's been outside and works a lot with older kids to come in and work with the 2-year-olds, and then just to see you guys kind of pull off a Sunday morning rather flawlessly. Yeah. And so, so speaking of Sundays, this upcoming Sunday is Mother's Day, so happy early Mother's Day to all of y'all. This is the Mother's Day craft. And so it's a little dandelion, and it says, Mom made a wish and I came true. And the kids are going to be encouraged to just put their thumb or fingerprints all over the page. And so it'll be fun. So this is something that they're going to do inside the art room with the other crafts. And if you watch the video below with Lisa, she's going to talk about the activities that we're doing and the transfer activity, and then she will also introduce the craft. This week we are learning and building up on something that we learned from last week. And so the memory verse is, my God will meet all of your needs, from Philippians 4:19. And last week we learned about how it's important for us to give our focus and attention to what God is giving us rather than what we're putting out. And it was a big reminder for all of us to just kind of have faith and trust that no matter what we're going through, big or small, God's going to take care of it. And so this week, the story comes from 1 Kings 17:1-6, and it's about Elijah. And during a drought, God asked Elijah to go hide away by a brook and to stay there and to drink from the water, but God was going to send birds to provide the food. And so the story talks about how the ravens brought him breakfast and supper, and he had to wait patiently for God to send the birds and stuff. And Sheila you had a good thought about that too.
I'm going to put this over my eyes. Ashley has me in the brightest spot, so I'm having to squint up. Actually, you know, a lot of times those little kids like that, if you think about them, you could kind of relate the story to them being a little Elijahs and you all being the raven, and each week that you work with them, you're bringing them the food. You're actually bringing them Jesus. You're loving on them. And so I really, really love this story. And when I found out that was the story we were doing just a minute ago, I thought, oh, that relates so well to volunteers, because each time you guys have the opportunity to bring the food to these the tiniest little children and their souls, and that's just really, really awesome.
Yeah. What I loved about the way that she instantly thought about that is that we're always trying to create an appetite for Jesus. We're always trying to create kids being more and more interested in them. And through this story, we learned that we are actually the ravens delivering to the little Elijahs. And so, anyways, that is what we're learning this week. If you, yeah, it's always fun. Make sure you watch the video below if you're teaching on Sunday, so you know what all the crafts look like and the transitional activities. And I hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you Sunday.